Hi, I am Victoria and I'm the owner of Daughter of Music LLC, a music company in Atlanta, Georgia, where we provide private music lessons for voice, piano, guitar, and drums, as well as entertainment legal services. Yes, we are the one-stop shop for all artists. Thank you so much for tuning in to my vocal analysis of Help Me by Tamela Mann featuring the Fellas. And this performance was featured at the 2021 Stellar Awards. Let's listen.
You ever find yourself in a place that you don't know what to say? Yeah, the things you depended on were gone. I realized I couldn't do it on my own. I used to want to understand your plan, Lord. Now all I want to see is your hand. My heart is open so wide, even though there's so much pain inside.
Woo! Woo! Okay. So, right at the beginning, of course, Tamela Mann is gorgeous. I love the skirt and I definitely love what she's doing with her voice. She is truly a powerhouse soprano and her vocal technique is very, very good. I mean, she's been singing for many years. So if you're not familiar with her works, of course, she, really was put on the scene with Kirk Franklin, did a lot of music with him. And then, of course, she was featured in a lot of Tyler Perry movies and television shows. But she is on her own platform as an independent singer and songwriter and done amazing things for our communities. So at the beginning, I really love her pacing because I've heard this song many times on the radio. So this is truly a very big ballad. So I love that everything is controlled, relaxed. Her vocal folds, are very thick, not using too much excessive air, but implementing the air exactly where it's needed to be. In addition to it, her resonance is right where it needs to be, very high resonance, and her placement is supporting that because she's not slipping out of tune. So really good job. And look at here, I paused on the fellas, so let's see what they're going at it.
As I'm on this journey,
All right now.
I need you to help me, yes. And I know I will be
Ooh, love that
alright.
descending run.
I need you to help me, God.
Using a little bit of that preachy style. Ooh.
When I'm tired of the load I must bear, you let me know that you're still there. 'Cause you're the strength in my weakness. You're my words when I'm speechless.
All right, so before she transitioned a little further in the song, so I said earlier, I don't know if you all were able to quite catch it, but I'm saying that she was using a little bit more of the preachy style. This is a lot more of that Southern gospel style. Loving this. This is definitely taking me back to a lot of my childhood when I was young with the quartet groups and all of that, because this is the collaboration between her and the fellas. They're not overdoing it, but their harmonies are so tight. It's just making this song really good. But with the preachy style, and we know we have some pastors, they're like, ha, did you hear me? And they get louder and louder and louder and louder. And they use some of you can kind of hear what it's just right on the throat. But she's maintaining a very good balance of her chest voice because she has a really high belt in her voice. So she is a soprano, but she doesn't always utilize that lighter textural sound in her singing. It's full voice, but she's maintaining a very good healthy balance, which is really good. And those riffs she's adding, oh, they're very intentional and they're very clean. So good job with that.
God, give me faith to see where you're taking me. So
swallowing that.
Please hear the pain in my breath. Let me know you're listening to care what I love. It's your name.
Woo.
Help me, oh Lord.
I cannot wait to watch this. I want to jump up and shout, y'all. Y'all just don't even know.
Have you ever been in a time of need when you really needed somebody to help you?
She's singing, but she's testifying. Woo. She's adding a lot of vocal growls in there, and a lot of times they cause distortion in the voice. Be careful. She's handling it so well. Woo! So she jumped up into the head voice very quickly. It was really quick, and then she went back down and descended back into the chest voice. She is doing, yes, and it's very difficult to find a true soprano that can live in that area and growl and squawk. It's very difficult, and it will cause very quick vocal damage. But let me tell you what I'm enjoying about this, though, and I'm trying to contain myself because actually, I may not contain myself because there are certain songs when we're talking about music feeding the soul. God gave us this beautiful art, music, and it's for us to help each other out. And she's doing that. She's not really worried about the vocal technique. You can tell that. I mean, she's paying attention to it to make sure she can sing through the song, but her goal is to help somebody in that audience or help us that's listening to it on our electronic devices. But what I love about her, we know Tamela can sing. We know this without a doubt. But when she normally sings her ballads, they're so strong and they just pull us in. But this piece here is refreshing because she's showing us vocal agility. She's showing us a lot of nuances and how the voice moves up and down. And she doesn't do that a lot. Think about her songs. Change Me. She added a little bit of riffs and runs in there. Take Me to the King. All these powerful ballads that she has given us, which are beautiful gifts to our soul. But she's showing, hey, I can maneuver as a soprano and still be in tune and still complement the other collaborators on the project. Because I'm not going to call the fellas background vocalists. They're in their own right true vocalist as well on this song. So, woo, keep going.
Help is on the way. Anybody believe it tonight?
She's jumping back to it. They had to move up. They was like, I can't be in the dark anymore. I got to move up to the light. Her placement is so amazing. Did y'all hear that? That was if you think about in the band, the trumpets. Oh my God, her voice just imitating just like a trumpet sound. The riffs of it, the vibrations of those chords is helping her to align it so perfectly. Singers, it's as a voice teacher, I teach about vocal technique. But there is a certain type of singer, you know what your job is. Yes, perfect your vocal technique, but your job is to engage your audience. What are you here? How are you utilizing your instrument? Because by now we've heard all these few minutes of this song, and she's like, forget if I sweat, forget if I have a little vocal crack or somewhere, which I don't hear at all. But I'm about to tell you all my testimony because I know somebody else has lived this. So she's not paying attention to that. She's doing amazing. They are doing amazing. that's when you know you feel it. Because I'm pretty sure she should have left off the stage by now, but it's not over. Oh, they have, it sounds like one voice, unity of their voices. I know y'all heard. Yep. Yeah, very, very southern. She has such a wonderful trained voice. The breath control for these long phrases. We have to take a breath. That was some amazing singing and some very difficult singing. But I can tell she was fully prepared and she was invested in the spirit. She's like, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to do what I need to do, what I'm called to do. And hopefully I can save somebody, heal somebody, deliver somebody, right? So vocally, we heard a lot of things in it. We heard a lot of vocal colors, the depth. She stayed truly with the chest voice, didn't overuse it very much. You know, and a lot of times when we're dealing with people, we're dealing with riffs and runs and vocal growls and all that stuff. Those are stylistic things. And she made the choice as an artist to include those things. But it wasn't too much. And it didn't deviate from her other collaborators, the fellas. And let's just talk about all of them. Their harmonies was so intact. It was such a wonderful blend. It was one voice. But also, let's talk about all the other musicians that were a part of this performance. Because when you're going up and they were increasing the tempo, they were increasing the volume, the beat started to push forward even more as she started to ad lib, because we know, in these television shows and these live performances, they're giving cues like, up, it's time for you to leave. But she's like, no, I'm going to leave when the spirit tells me to leave. I'm not going to leave when you tell me to leave. If you want me to leave, just cut it off. But they did it. Because at the end of the day, it's to what? It's to inspire. It's to be engaged. But the musicians followed. The musicians listened. And I know some of us as singers, we have collaborated with other, musicians. And sometimes they don't listen. They play over us. We have to push our voice harder. But you all are one. You're complementing each other. She's been around for a very, very long time. And I wonder, she's always challenged herself. We always knew that those notes were there. But sometimes, I believe over the years, because she's been around for many, many years singing and acting. And, singers, if you are actors out there, you're still supposed to support your voice. Absolutely. One voice. But I wonder, has she's always kind of been safe a little bit. We know that she's given us tremendous heavy-hitting ballads and other songs, even her up-tempo selections. But I wonder if she, wanted to preserve it a little bit for that longevity. And if she's made that decision early on as an artist, it's nothing wrong with that. Because her voice has flourished and gotten better and better over the years. And look at this masterpiece, right? The agility, the breath control she had to sing this song, to sing it perfectly in tune, to sing those long phrases. And singers, be careful, because we can tell when you run out of air, because we can hear it in a microphone, especially if you're breathing from the chest, and that's not the way we should be breathing. this was so powerful. And my last comment is, as a voice teacher, I mentioned how it's important for me to help students understand their vocal technique. But even now, as you know, myself preparing for upcoming performances and my studio performing, preparing for the upcoming recitals and all of that, sometimes we as artists get stuck on our technique. And when we perform it, it's so pretty, it's so nice, but there is no desire to really have a long lasting effect. So don't get caught up in the technique so much that you forget the objective of the song. And we've learned that in school. Is it to persuade? Is it to encourage? Is it to inform? What is your objective of your performance? But I hope in all, just like she said, help me, help me, help me. I hope your objective is to help somebody else. So thank you for tuning in to this vocal analysis. I really appreciate your time, and always have a wonderful day.